This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Hey guys, Big Paul here today with my final contest prep update. Well, not really final. What I'm going to do here in the last week, I had several people ask me to go through the peak week. It seems that people are interested in the peak week. It's not that exciting, but I'll put short videos up every day about peak week, what we're doing. A bit of it's nuanced, so adjust based on how my body responds to the food and water for that day, and then we'll make adjustments. But I'll post updates. I'm not going to do my regular videos this week, so it's just going to be contest prep updates all week. And I'll keep you guys up to speed on what's going on with the peak week and give you an inside look at what peak week is. Anyway, we'll dig into this contest prep update in just 1 second. All right, down to the last week. All the work is done. I think I've burned off all the fat I can burn off. This has been probably the easiest contest prep I've ever done. I don't want to jinx myself going into the last week or fuck anything up, but things have gone very smoothly so far, and I'm very happy with how things have progressed. The end result will be how it shows up on the stage. You can see here this week my weight dropped down to, actually I didn't up that. We went down from 231 to 227.5, so I lost 3.5 pounds this week. And that was on my check-in on Thursday, but my weight kind of spiked back up. Justin has me loading water. One of the things we do in the last week is I'm drinking 7 liters of water per day, which is a shit ton of water. And then we do water manipulation, then we pull the water and sodium manipulation, then we pull the water at the last day and a half to deplete down. But, so my weight shot back up. It's funny how varied my weight is from the morning to the evening. Like I weighed myself yesterday in the morning. I was 228 in the morning, and then I was almost 240 at the gym at night. So, I expect my stage weights to be, after I do the carb loading and whatnot, somewhere between 235 and 240. My blood pressure has come back down. I was a little worried about it. It did spike up after I first started the Halo testing, but it seems like my body has normalized since being on the Halo test, and it was 120 over 70-ish most of this week. Fasted glucose is in the low 90s. It's been normal. Somebody asked me if I'm still taking Lantus. I have not been taking Lantus for probably the last 8 weeks. My glucose was getting a tad too low. I'm not really eating enough carbs to justify it. If my body can't make enough insulin to keep up with, 100 grams of carbs a day or whatever it is I'm eating now on my medium days, there's no point. Health, I felt really good this past week. Training was great. Everything was great. I mean, I had... What's wild with this training, usually I get weaker at the end. I haven't lost any strength. My strength is exactly where it was when I started. I actually felt like I could probably push a little more weight, but you have to remind yourself when you're on contest prep, the goal is to lose fat, not to get stronger. So I want to be careful about pushing more weight. I think that's how guys end up with tears at the end, because you're really dry. You're not holding a lot of fluid around the muscles, so that's how you end up tearing muscles when guys push too hard. At the end of prep, you're not going to gain any muscle between the last few weeks. So it's really just to hang on to what we have is the goal, and to burn the last little bit of fat off. I think that's a mistake that a lot of guys make on prep. Your goal during prep is to get lean. It's not to gain muscle. Sleep has been better after I adjusted to the Halo. The first few days I took the Halo, my sleep sucked. But it's been fine. For contest prep, fine. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. So it's just how it goes. Normally I'm up early, but that's a little earlier for me. I usually go to bed around 10:30, 11, so I'm getting 7 hours of sleep, 6.5, 7 hours of sleep, which is good for me, especially at the end of contest prep. I think last year I was averaging about 3.5, 4 hours of sleep in the last couple weeks. It was awful. Progress pics. You can see here, this is from 16 weeks out to 1 week out, I dropped, I don't know, 40 pounds, 45 pounds. You can see here, I just don't have any fat left on me right now. I think I've gotten every bit of it off that I could possibly get off. Maybe, carrying a little bit of water. But I've held on to my size pretty well. I'm pretty flat in these pictures, but we deliberately didn't have a lot of carbs this week. I'm going to do a super high carb day tomorrow, where I'm going to load up on something like 1,300 grams of carbs. So we'll, on Saturday, I guess you're watching this video, but I'll post an update about how the super high carb day went in some before and after pictures from that. Side shots here, you can see here, I'm pretty lean. I take these shots in the morning, so that's when you're the driest throughout the day. Everything's just clicking. Somebody was asking me about my ass, why I have the weird, divot in my ass. I think I mentioned it last week, but I tore my piriformis a few years ago, and that was a shitty injury. It really sucked. Piriformis is a little muscle that runs across your ass, and it left a divot in my ass from where I tore it. That injury haunted me for like a year. But anyway, all the lower back fat is gone now. There's nothing left. It's hard to see in this picture, but I have the Christmas tree in my back now. When I flex, you can see the Christmas tree. The diet, this past week, he hasn't changed the diet per se, but we get to the point now where he just kind of tells me, we're kind of winging it. He just, based on how I look, and he just tells me what to eat. I didn't do any high days this week. So, my high day is going to be Saturday, which will be tomorrow. Like I said, my high day tomorrow is going to be a super high day. It's going to be 1,250 grams of carbs. I am going to add in some insulin, to help push those carbs. We'll see how I feel back up. He said this is kind of a test run for the load that usually we do on Thursday. On peak week, we'll see how it goes and make an adjustment from there. And I check in with him Sunday morning with my fasted pictures to, make adjustments and see how my body responded. PEDs, nothing's changed. I did up the Halo a week ago. I can't remember if I put it in my last prep update. I upped the Halo to 20 milligrams, and nothing's going to change between here and the end other than dropping the injectables. Injectables are going to get dropped on Sunday. Somebody was asking me, if they dry you out and whatnot. I don't know. I think that's all just kind of a myth because you have the long esters. They're still in your system. My main thing is with dropping the injectables is just any inflammation, localized inflammation you could get from a bad shot, having a lump. And maybe there is some spikes in aldosterone from when you take a shot or estrogen. Make you hold a little bit of water. But anyway, we'll pull that out Sunday. Like last growth hormone shot would probably be Tuesday, and then it's just orals the rest of the week. I do daily shots, by the way. Somebody was asking me about that. I break my shots up into daily doses. Microdose. I find that you have less side effects that way. Plus, I like routine. I'm just kind of an OCD, anal retentive kind of guy, and I like having my routine. I take my shots at the same time every day, in the same way, and same methodology. I just get in my habit, my routine of doing things. This is the 16-week cycle plan. You can see here, recapping from where I started. A lot of people think you need to run high doses. I've talked about that. I am pushing at the end. The last few weeks I've been up to 2.2 grams total of anabolics, but I started off at just 675 total gear. That's it. And then just kind of worked my way up over 16 weeks. And I think that's worked very well. It's kept me fresh. I had blood work done a couple weeks ago. My blood work was clean. Everything. In fact, it was better than it was on my cruise, which is crazy. We're headed into the last week of training. I'll detail that more in the next video about peak week. But really, my official last day of real training is going to be Saturday. I'll do a real leg workout. No legs the last week. Legs tend to cause water. You hold water after a hard leg workout, and your legs can kind of get washed out after a hard leg workout. So you pull that so there's no inflammation, and then it's just pump work the rest of the week, just upper body workouts, just to deplete and then carb back up. Final thoughts. The show's June 11th. The peak week coming up. Like I said, I'll be doing daily video check-ins. I did add the second class. I'm doing the Masters over 35 and then the over 40 as well. I thought about doing the open. I'd be a super heavy. I'm kind of on the light end for my size for the super heavies. I don't know. Maybe I should have added it. I probably could have done okay, and in the open. But I'm going to stick with the old guys and see how it goes. And then I also decided I'm not going to do Masters Nationals in 5 weeks. I want my summer. I've been selfish and not spending enough time with my family and my girlfriend. I'm going to have my summer and get back to some normalcy, as normal as I can be. I still live a pretty structured life, with 6 meals a day, even in the off season. But anyway, thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate you. And I will have a further update tomorrow on the kind of the first day of peak week, which will recap the first carb load day. Thanks, guys. For coaching or consultations, head over to www.anabolicbodybuilding.com to book your spot today. I can help you with optimizing hormones, fat loss, muscle gain, physique, athletic performance, nutrition, and health. For more information, shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com.